Greetings and salutations, my name is Artima and you're watching just a random spectated game. I don't know entirely what's happening and I'm probably going to ignore it for the most part because I'm not here to talk to you about a particular LoL game or a particular LoL build. I'm going to talk about the particular LoL community or MOBA community. Because it's not just restricted to LoL, there's a lot of negativity in the way the MOBA community presents itself. There's a lot of unpleasantness, there's a lot of bitching, moaning and complaining, and a lot of smack talking from the enemy team. It can be genuinely unpleasant to play LoL, and I don't think that's acceptable. When I play a game, I don't really care what the game is. I don't really care if I win or lose. All I care about is enjoying myself. And if I can't enjoy myself, then I don't have a reason to keep playing. So I thought I'd address that. There's an idea, and bear with me here, I'll get to my point briefly. There's an idea that if you want to get a stubborn mule to move, a donkey, if you want to get that donkey to move, you need one of two things. You need either a stick or a carrot. The stick is a punishment. If it does the wrong thing, you drive it forward. The carrot is a reward. It lures, it incentivizes progressive movement in the donkey. It sees the carrot, it wants the carrot, so it walks forward. You can have one of these. Just one, and it's reasonably effective. But I've always subscribed to the belief that it's always better to have two. It's always better to have both the stick and the carrot, because you can't just drive someone forward. You also want to make them want to go forward, and that's how you produce the best results. That's how you get people to change their attitudes, change the way they behave, is to make them want to do it and give them reasons to do so. So, I came up with, months ago now, and never really raised the idea except in small groups, I came up with an idea that you could incentivize good behavior in the community. I came up with a system I called Battlefield Commendations at the time, but you could really call it anything. That's the name. It's not important. The idea is, at the end of each game you play, you have a commendation. The Battlefield Commendation, which you can give to a member of the enemy team. You can't give it to your teammates because then you would be able to give it to people who you are friends with. You could cheat the system, as it were. Note that this would only apply to normal games. I probably wouldn't put it in ranked, although you could do that as well. I'll get to why I wouldn't put it in ranked later. So yes, you can reward a member of the enemy team for being skilled, being a nice person, generally being a positive member of the community. Skills I would consider a secondary, but I know there are players who would reward high skill level as well as reward people for just being nice and pleasant to play with. People who you have fun playing the game with. Because that's all that we want. So you can reward a member of the enemy team, and if they receive a certain amount of these rewards, they unlock skins. I would have several tiers of skins which are exclusive, to the point where if you accrue enough of these commendations, say 50 or so, if you accrue that many commendations, you might even get a legendary skin. All of the skins would be exclusive so that you can show off that you're a good person. I know that doesn't make sense because good people don't really want to show off that they are, but you can have things that, one, other people don't have, and two, really sort of show that you've been positive, that there's something that you've earned and that look really cool. That would have to be an important bit. They can't be just crappy old skins like, oh, I don't know, Draven's alternate skin. I don't even know what that looks like, because no one uses it, because it's bad. Good skins that people want to have, and thus strive to get them. Slowly losing my train of thought, which is something that generally happens to me, but I'm trying to keep it on track. These commendations, you'd have to implement other rules. For instance, you wouldn't want it that someone is only nice to the enemy team and is a complete dick to their team. So I would say that if a person is reported in the same game they receive a commendation, it denies the commendation. The commendation is automatically, because of the report, not given. That means you could dick people over if they're being nice and you're just, well, you're being nice and I want to be a dick, I'm going to report you, but then you've falsely reported, so that's not exactly good for you either. It would provide an incentive for people to be nice other than just a reason to not be unpleasant. And of course, the ability to take the commendations away would be useful if someone's only nice to get the skins and then once they've earned them goes back to being an asshole. If they receive a punishment from the tribunal, you could easily have it automated. If you get punished by the tribunal, your commendations are taken away, or a portion of your commendations are taken away, to promote consistent niceness, I suppose. It's just... the idea is to give people a reason, and that reason, like, a reason to be good, and the reason is just essentially skins that you can only get if you're a good person all of the time. Granted, some people won't want them, and thus they won't try. But there are people out there who would want the skins, like, oh, another Teemo skin, or oh, a Darius skin that no one else can get because they haven't been good enough. I find that when something is exclusive, everyone wants it, and that's not a reason to have things not exclusive. That's a reason to use that exclusivity. I'm rambling now. That is my idea for how to progress the League of Legends community out of the somewhat shitty state it is in to possibly somewhere nicer. Now, it's not going to have any massive effect, but every little bit is going to help. Thank you all for paying attention to my ramblings. If you like the idea or have another idea that you could reward good behavior in the community, please tell me about it in the comment section below. I want to see LoL be more fun to play. Yet again, thank you all for listening, and good night.